Welcome to Hort Culture, where a group of extension professionals and plant people talk about the business, production, and joy of planting seeds and helping them grow. Join us as we explore the culture of horticulture. What up, peeps? It's the brunette horticulture gals coming back at you. Your favorite podcast.
All girl show, girl power again.
Very true, very true. Just what would Brett say if he was right now? He'd call us queens. That's his thing. He likes to call
He'd say queens and something witty.
Yeah, we're not quite as witty as Brett, but we do have more hair, and I hope he hears this. So, just kidding. We love you, Brett. Anyways, hey guys, how's everybody doing? Jessica, how are you? What's up with you?
I'm good. I'm good. It has been like the big rush of spring. And kind of summer. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
right. What is the weather?
What is the weather? It's now we've gone from being like summer in the spring to now it's like chilly. But it's actually like, it's kind of like lovely. It's very lovely to like go out and take a walk. And it's like kind of chilly still, but
it's going to get hot.
It's going to get hot.
By the time you're listening to this, it's hot. And you're like, what is this chilly? I'm not ready. Listen, the acclimation, like I need a period of time to be acclimated. And we aren't going to get it because we never do. We never have a slow transition. And I am not excited. Yeah, my body does not function.
My middle son is not going to do well. He's already experienced it once. We already had a period of where it was like cool and then it got really hot one weekend and he just he was like, I'm so hot. And he was like sweating and he had shorts and t-shirt on and of course shoes or socks because he never has shoes or socks on.
No.
And
that's just more hot.
And I was like, it's going to be a long summer for him because he's just like, I'm
I
so
was
hot.
About that. I was hot.
Yeah, he doesn't wear coats when it's cold because he's just trucking right along.
He's a big old boy. Old boy. He's got plenty to keep him warm. Big Benny boy. I can't wait till he gets to high school. I can't wait for like what they call him, like in a positive way, like not in a make fun way, but he's gonna be like Big Benny boy, like they're gonna call him Big Ben or something. I don't know.
Yeah, for him to be such like a tall, larger toddler for a 3-year-old. He has started saying things like now that he's just a little kid and that he doesn't want to grow up because he just wants to stay little, which is ironic because he's like a foot taller than anyone else's age. His older brother told him the other night, looked at him dead serious and was like, he's like, I don't want to grow up either, but I have to. And then like rolled over and went to sleep.
This elder child that you have, he is primo firstborn. It does not get more stereotypical than that,
right?
And we can say that because we're both firstborn.
We're both firstborns, so we know we can relate.
We know we're like we see it. We are there with you. We channel that. Well, talking about your boys is perfect and segues perfectly into what we're talking about today, which is some nature danger.
Nature danger, because it kind of ties in with like coming up soon. I will be doing programming with, what ages are they? They're 6th graders, I think. All of them in our county, and we do a safety day where they're going to be learning. A very interesting age, right? But I've discovered this topic will actually keep their attention because they get really intense about it. But they'll be learning about all sorts of safety things like ATV safety, all of that. And I have to compete with those other stations by doing dangerous plants, insects, and snakes. Oh my, or nature danger. So
I mean, how could you not pay attention to that?
Right. So we just, this kind of ties in with the time of year because we're all spending a lot more time outside. And we have already talked a lot before we said we need to start recording about ticks. We will talk about ticks. We will get to those. But something I'd like to start off with, Alexis, when I talk to kids about these topics, is what is the difference between something being poisonous and something being venomous?
Are you asking me? Because I think I know.
You.
Okay.
Do you know?
So venomous is usually a bite. right? It's injected, and poison is on a surface. So like a poisonous frog, if you touch the frog and then put your fingers in your mouth, it's poisonous.
Right.
Is that
So
close?
we talk about, poisonous. It's something that's ingested. It's something that absorbed through your skin. You breathe it in. So we're thinking about like our plants, our fungi, they're poisonous versus, venomous is something that's going to bite you or sting you. Toxins are injected. So those are your snakes or insects. So the nerd in me, I have to keep her under control when people talk about, hey, watch out, that bee is poisonous. Bee's going to put the poison in you. Or watch out, a black widow is poisonous. And I'll sometimes be sassy at some children and be like, are you eating one? Is that how it's poisonous? only when they're really rowdy, right?
They've been talking the whole time, and you're like, you've learned nothing.
You've learned nothing, child. But I guess like starting off with plants though, because we are more of a plant show. The ones that I think about that we encounter all the time and is poison ivy. It is everywhere.
I swear it's like even more everywhere this year. I'm one of those people who probably says this every single year about everything. It's hotter than it was last year.
Is that because we're getting old? Are we old now?
I think that's
what
this is. It's like, no, it's not that we're getting old. It's that we're getting wise. We've had enough summers under our belt to know that this is not normal. Okay.
Yes.
But
that's
literally,
what it is.
I feel like I have poison ivy everywhere. And we walked the dogs the other day, and it's all along the roadside. I was like, how? What?
Right. Well, luckily with poison ivy, a popular saying that goes along with it, if it's 3 leaves, let it be. So if you're ever in doubt that you may be looking at poison ivy, if you see a plant that has 3 leaves together, just don't touch it. Just avoid walking it. Because it could be like box elder often gets confused for it. It looks very similar. But it's a deciduous, woody vine. So a lot of times they're kind of creepy looking when they grow up on the sides of trees, and they have all those, it's like very hairy looking,
roots,
the roots that come off of it. All parts of the plant are poisonous, from the leaves, the stems. It has a very light color oil that's emitted from it that we get on our skins. And some people, are highly allergic to it. One of my younger brothers, if he gets into it, he knows that he will eventually be going to get a steroid shot.
Yeah,
because it gets so bad. Other people, like my father-in-law, who's been on the show, I will tell a story about him that's quite funny. When he was a child, he built a fort, and all of his little buddies came over and played. And then suddenly his buddies weren't allowed to come back and play with him anymore. And that's because he built his fort out of poison ivy. He is not allergic to it, but all the other kids on the street. Yeah. Other people don't have a reaction unless it gets into their cuts, or if they have little small cuts. My husband can get in it and it doesn't bother him. But if he has any like little small cuts where he's been pulling, a branch might have rubbed up against him or something, then he will have a reaction from it. But yeah, the best.
And let me share this, because I have seen this go around, your poisonous versus venomous. Poison ivy cannot be spread from person to person, correct? Like, unless you are spreading the actual oil, like I touch poison ivy, I have the oil on me, I rub that oil on somebody else. But like if it's, you've washed and you just have a rash, you can't spread it because that oil is gone.
I think some people really good to mention. Yes, that's really good to mention. I mean, as a child yelling at my brother not to get near me, right? Because I didn't want to get the poison ivy on me.
Yeah.
But what can transfer it to you, unfortunately, are your pets. If their dogs run through poison ivy. I've had people tell me that they've had cattle getting poison ivy, like really friendly cows, and then they have like rubbed and pat their cows, have gotten it on them. Garden gloves, if you have pulled out a bunch of poison ivy, you want to wash those afterwards if you are allergic, because that oil can remain on there. But the best tactic that does work, and it's super simple, is, if you're close to a water source and soap, is to just wash, right? Get the soapy water on there, wash your arms, wash any areas you think you're exposed to it. You don't necessarily they sell all different kinds of like poison ivy themed
special soaps.
Yeah,
you just want to get rid of anything that gets rid of oil. So like Dawn dishwasher soap is really good on oil, but like I've used when I've been out in the like if I'm hiking around or something, and I'm like, oh crap, I just touched poison ivy. I didn't see it there. I have used, probably not the best thing, but if you don't have anything else, hand sanitizer, because the alcohol will break up those oils. And so it's not perfect, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, and you want to avoid, like, sometimes we have like specialty fancy soaps that might have their own like oily kind of things. Avoid those because you're just gonna spread it around more, just making it worse.
We want the skin to feel tight, like you've sucked all the oil out.
Right. Yeah, and then yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I know we're talking about poison ivy, but you're probably gonna bring up poison oak at some point, and I just need to tell you my
that's what I was gonna say next, so go for it.
I was gonna tell you my funny faux pas as a plant person who knows about all of these things. I just want to tell you the story because maybe it'll make you feel better if you've ever done this. So I was out in the woods and out with my family and walking around, and I was like, oh, look at this. I don't remember where we were, somewhere on the edge of the woods. And I was like, look at this little baby oak that's coming up. And it looked just like a little oak. There's an oak tree right above it. And I was like, oh, we should dig this one up and bring it up to whatever. So I go in and I'm like grabbing on it, like trying to look, you know, it's in the leaves and stuff, trying to look on it. And I was like, why is this oak tree on a vine? And I was like, oh, this is poison oak. So, you know, just letting you know.
That, then I went and washed my hands.
Poison. Yes. It's called poison oak for a reason, and because it will fool the best of us. So.
Right. It does. Like,
it looks like a little baby oak seedling.
It looks like a baby oak tree. Like, yeah. I think like a little, like more of like a white oak, right? It has more of the rounded leaves. What I thought it was. Yeah. I would have thought the same thing as well. Yeah, I've totally have been like tricked by the poison oak. And I guess like it depends, like if you live in an area where you have a lot more of that than poison ivy.
I don't see it nearly as often as poison
I don't either
in our area.
So, but poison ivy, like you can see sometimes when it even flowers. And have you seen it flower before? And it has like, and then they'll produce berries. So just a way for it to get spread around more that way by birds. And controlling a lot of those plants are kind of hard. One, if you're allergic, that plays a factor into it. But, ripping it out, making sure to cut and do a herbicide on it I believe it's the fall, correct? Is that the best time?
Yeah, usually, unless it's like a younger poison ivy and it's not woody yet, where it's just still like looks like a normal green vine, you can hit that anytime because it's like fleshy, which is kind of a gross word. I know a lot of people don't like the word moist. Moist doesn't bother me, but the word
moist
fleshy,
does not bother me. Fleshy kind of bothers me though.
Fleshy's kind of a weird word, isn't it? And I'm like,
maybe everybody else is just weird because they think moist is weird, but fleshy is definitely weirder.
We talk about moisture a lot in the plant and baking world, so it's very normal for us.
Very true.
Also, you probably can't hear it, but if you hear it, my dog is dreaming right now, and so there's little tiny barks happening.
I can barely hear him. I thought he was like outside.
No, he's dreaming. But yes, okay, poison oak. We probably see it little less in central Kentucky. Does it have?
Yeah, like I would say so. Well, because like poison ivy, you can find it everywhere. Like my mom has some in her flower bed.
Everywhere.
Right? It's not just a wooded area. I feel like poison oak is more of a wooded area.
That's true.
Where you're going to find that
more
one.
Of a deep shade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. Okay. Yeah. What else you
got? So something else that we encounter a lot, fungi. Right? So mushrooms. My word of advice to everybody is don't eat mushrooms that you find. If you have a mushroom,
even if you think you know what they are, don't eat them.
That's what I tell people all the time. When they find mushrooms growing in their yard, and they're like, "Hey, can I eat this mushroom?" And I'll say, "No," and they'll say, "Can you send it off for somebody to identify it?" And I'm like, "Sure." And they'll still come back and say, "We think it's this or it is this, but we still recommend you don't eat mushrooms you find in your yard unless." You have that background, unless you're an experienced forager, you have resources, unless it is something that is very clear, very easy to identify, because there are some things out there that look very similar
identical
to each other. And one of them might be a tasty treat, and the other ones may give you the worst stomach issues of your life, or potentially, I don't know, some of them can kill you. So
there's an influencer I follow who's also named Alexis, and she does this thing and she compares. Yes, she's great. She compares plants side by side that look alike, and she does some sort of song that I can't remember, but she's like, one's a tasty snack and one will kill you. And
it's a great. And then she's always like, "Happy snacking, don't die." At the
happy
end of
snacking,
her.
don't die. Yeah,
which is very true.
Shout out to her.
She's amazing. We're big fans. But yeah, there's lots of them out there that are kind of similar, or you like think you're like, I could tell the difference, but like, the chanterelles versus jack-o'-lantern ones, if you like look those up. UK has a great publication of just on mushrooms in general, and they have a couple of like images where it breaks down between the two, right? Like,
what to look for,
things to look for, like the gills, the pattern of growth, like do things leave spore prints? Like, there's all these things that go into mushroom identification.
Even like the host tree, like being able to identify, is it growing on an ash or is it growing on an oak? And because some fungi are so super specific that, they might look like what you're after, but it's growing on the wrong tree. So.
Right. Like these chanterelles versus jack-o'-lanterns, like chanterelles are usually like out in the soil, like they're popping up everywhere, but where the jack-o'-lanterns are more clustered together at a base of a tree. They look very similar, and one can make you very sick if you eat it versus the other one. So it's best not to just, not to risk it. There are edible ones out there if you are interested in that, to get like a great resource book, or maybe, just come and attend some other classes of growing mushrooms.
Grow your own mushrooms that what they are.
Like oyster mushrooms are super easy. Shiitakes, even though that was like one of my most frustrating classes, not so much frustrating, but like it's hard to get the material at the right time. But once you get logs and stuff inoculated, it's amazing. Like they might sit there for a while, but once they start producing, you will forget about them. You will forget about them.
And then they'll just keep coming, and you're like, oh God, there's mushrooms back there.
Yes.
That's me. That's my personal experience.
So just always be cautious with like foraging mushrooms unless you are experienced with that, for sure. Kind of moving into some insects now.
Jessica's favorite thing.
And not insects, some arachnids, right? People all the time think there are spiders that I do like. But they're
cute jumping spiders.
Oh my gosh, why are they so cute?
Fuzzy. They are so cute. And listen, I know there's people listening.
They seem friendly.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, I've made friends with the ones in my greenhouse, and like we besties in there. And I'm like, here you go. Like, can you go check out those fungus gnats over there? Thanks, boo.
They're so cute. And then we've had recently, little crab spiders, the little white crab spiders.
Yeah, living
in peonies. And so it's like, that's just like their home right now. They've been living in the peony petals.
Do they tend to, I'm wondering, because the only time I've ever seen crab spiders, like legitimately, I would probably put money on the fact I've only ever seen them on pink flowers.
Really?
Yeah. Like I always see them every year. I've got like, I probably have a photo every single year of a white crab spider on pink celosia. I've only ever seen it on pink celosia, cone flower, and now you just told me peony, and I'm like, they have a thing for pink maybe.
Pink peony.
Yeah.
Man. I don't know. Now I'm going to have to like pay attention to that. We're going to have
to call Larson. Like, Larson, tell us more about crab.
Or somebody's going to have to comment or something and let us know if they see them like on something else.
Tell us where you've seen those white crab spiders. Are they on pink things? I need to know.
We need to figure this out.
Okay.
Well, those guys aren't going to hurt you. Be those guys' friends.
On the bright side, they also won't hurt you, and they love pink. They cute little Barbie girls,
and they're good little predators, right? They're helping us out. That's like me coming to terms with wolf spiders, even though they are giant and they seem like they're chasing you. Yeah. They can't see really well. They really can't see.
Well, that actually makes me feel a little better.
Yeah, that's why I think they like just like run all crazy, and it feels like they're chasing you
because they think you're gonna step on them.
Yeah,
because they don't know where you're at.
Yeah, they can't. Yeah, they just can't see.
See, listen, the more you know, the less scared you are of something.
Right,
and now next time you see a wolf spider, you're gonna be like, "Oh, baby, you blind? It's cool. We good."
Yeah, and you're. It's good that I see you. That means you're like eating other things, so you're good. Good at my environment is healthy.
Yeah.
But back to things to look look out for something that's not so prevalent right now in the spring, but something if you really like to hike and be outdoors more in the late summer, are stinging caterpillars. So that's when they really start to ramp up. And most of them turn like into just moths. Not to diss moths. There's really pretty moths as well.
Just, moths. They have the cutest little feather antennas.
Yes, they do. But a lot of these stinging caterpillars, they're out in the wooded areas, and a lot of times people get stung without even realizing that they're stung. All of a sudden, you'll feel just like a sharp pain, like on your arm. They have these hollow, venomous hairs, tubes, spines, that will break off, and sometimes it feels kind of like fiberglass. If you've ever had that experience,
like cactus, like the fuzzy cactus, like that.
So it's hard to get them out. Like you could put like some tape or something on there to try to like pull them out. But just washing the area thoroughly is about it. But you can see sometimes you'll see the very distinct pattern because it'll feel like something has stung you, but you don't see a wasp, you don't see a bee or anything. But then eventually you'll see like multiple little dots in a row, and that's where the hairs have been. But a lot of people have encounters with those later in the summer, going into the fall when they go hiking, because that's when they're most active, and we see the highest population numbers at that point.
Yeah, I see a lot of the saddleback caterpillars. I feel like it's the one I see the most often, and they're great.
And they're kind of cool looking, though.
They do look cool.
So that's
they're
the thing. They look cool.
Cuties.
So that's something I've also now over time I've had to train my kids. Like you see a woolly bear worm, and everyone's like, "Oh, you can pick those up. They're really cute and friendly and soft." But now there are some of them that look soft but are actually stinging ones. So it's kind of like
soft, not soft
really. So like
there's
caution.
Yeah, there's like a meme series, and it shows like pictures of 3 different people or 3 different things, and it's like, what is it? Looks like a teddy bear is a teddy bear. Looks like a teddy bear will kill you. Looks like it will kill you is an actual teddy bear.
Right, exactly. That's what.
And there are like teddy bear caterpillars that probably will kill you. So maybe not kill you, but uncomfortable.
Make you feel
I've been stung
bad.
by a saddleback, and it is not fun.
And some
just
people
like reach into a tree and snagged it.
Like GI issues after they get stung. Like it called like allergic reaction that way as well. Can happen sometimes. Just that it makes you feel pretty icky after getting stung by one. So moving into more things that sting, which is quite relevant because my son was stung by a honeybee 2 nights ago. Looking at him at a tulip poplar that was in full bloom, and the tulip poplar was just buzzing. And so we went over there, we were looking in the flowers, and the honeybees were just all in it. And for some reason, this honeybee was like, "Today is the day I'm going to die, and it's going to be on top of this little boy's head, and I'm going to get stuck in his hair." Out of nowhere, it just stung him. And so it's very traumatic. For about 2 hours, he thought his beekeeping career was over. But he's come back around. Is this your
eldest or your middle child?
It is my oldest. Yes.
Okay. Yes, his
if it had happened to the middle child, he would have just pulled the stinger out and kept on going. But, honeybees, they're one thing, right? But a lot of times as we get ramped up in the summer, we encounter a lot of European hornets, wasps, paper wasp, yellow jackets.
The paper wasps, man.
Paper wasp. Yeah.
Everywhere.
So aggressive, and it's aggressive trying to protect their nest. They serve a purpose. A lot of people are like, why the heck do we have these things? They are terrible, right? But I mean, they are predators. They go and eat caterpillars. They can be very beneficial to your garden and stuff. We just don't want them around our house, right?
That's where they want to be too. And it's like, guys, I have all of these plants out for you. I need you to go over there. Thank you.
Right.
But no, they're in between on my porch.
Yes. So like trying to knock those nests down, please, 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 please stop doing the viral hack. 1, gas is too expensive to be doing this.
Truth. Facts.
But 2, I have seen where people take gas and they put it in a cup and then they hold it over the nest for the fumes to like knock down all of the
insects,
the wasps. Do you realize how like, okay, so many things could go wrong. So many things. You don't get all of them, right? So there's going to be people.
You only get what's on the nest when you get there,
and hopefully you are on a steady ladder, right? And you gotta hope that, like, you gotta hold.
And you gotta get really close, like my arm's length away from this nest.
So the easiest thing to do: wait till nighttime or like right at dusk. Get you a can of the wasp spray that can really, shoot really far, and go out there at when it's dark. I'll go back to the nest at night and then just zap it with that. And they also, they won't come after you because they're ideally like
frozen.
Unless you have a light on your head, or if you have a flashlight.
Oh going, good tip.
They'll follow the light. But otherwise, that's the easiest way to take care of them. So please stop doing that viral hack.
Please stop doing that. I have seen that viral hack, and I'm sure it works, but like at what cost? Like,
right, exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to get that close. No,
but bees and wasps can be real dangerous just because for people who are allergic to them, right? So that is one to be concerned about making sure you have them removed from your house or other areas where you're going to be at, and hopefully, like, encourage them to go other places.
It feels like if you can like stay diligent about it early in the season, like, May into June, that you kill off the ones at your house, and it feels this is just my opinion. I'm not backing this up with facts, and that's why there's an entomologist here. But it feels like if we can stay diligent on them for like kind of that first month when they're making nests, then we don't really see a ton more, because I guess we've killed the ones and then the other ones have already made nests somewhere else. So it's like not, maybe we get the occasional, but
you only like really see them again is like when we get into the fall, because nectar sources are limited. That's when we start seeing them come around, like trash cans more and things like that, searching for sugar, right? Like,
does the fake hornet's nest work? Like if you put up a fake hornet's nest?
I think it does. I think that I see where somebody used one of those in a high tunnel.
I have used one on my porch, and like I couldn't tell if it was a placebo effect or if it actually worked.
Right. Yeah. Right.
But like it made me feel like I was doing something.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know if that's kind of just like the Japanese beetle traps and the stink bug traps and
right. Like they don't technically not work, but it's maybe not the best thing. Right. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. That's another.
Also, mine were like literally looked like they expanded like a Chinese lantern. So maybe you needed like a more realistic one than one that was just like a Chinese lantern shaped in a cone. But I'm sure there's research out there somewhere about it, right?
Right. And it should be, as long as I'm on my soapbox about things that you see online. The murder hornet, we don't have that. I think it's been completely eradicated now, though, where they found it in completely opposite side of the country. So a lot of times,
and it was it even on the mainland? I thought it was like on an island off of Washington State or something.
Yeah,
like
think I'm pretty sure it was something. It was very isolated. A lot of what we're seeing, if you see things around Kentucky, you probably see cicada killers that are really large. European hornets are also very large that we see,
scary.
But we don't have any.
Scary.
Yeah, we don't have any of those other ones that had everyone so scared about a couple of years ago.
But we are on the lookout for a new one that Amanda had talked about, right?
Yeah, the yellow leg
hornet, right?
Yeah, because it can go in and harm bees, right? Honeybees. So be very detrimental to the honeybee population.
If you see a hornet carrying around a bee, it is not friendly.
Right. We don't want to see that.
Let us know immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got caterpillars, we've got wasps and bees. What else?
I got one more insect that I just thought of that is the deadliest insect in the world. You know what that is, right?
I was like, well, if you had asked me as a child, I would have been like, it's the daddy long leg, because somehow the world got around that the daddy long leg was the most poisonous spider. It just didn't have long enough fangs to bite you.
And he's not even a spider.
And it's not even a spider.
He only has one body part.
He's just a little nubbin.
Yeah. It's mosquitoes.
No, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because they transmit malaria, and they are kind of terrible that way. But I always tell people too, I'm like, well, there are also lots and lots of things that eat mosquitoes. So they're a very important part of the food chain, right? But it's like the time of year that mosquito control, because mosquitoes can be vectors of different diseases, making sure if you have, they can, I think it's develop in a tablespoon of water. That's all it takes for them to develop.
Yeah, like a film of water sometimes. That's, what? That's wild.
Yeah. When I was in livestock entomology class, they gave us little tiny tubes of mosquitoes that we took home. Right? That was our project, to watch them go through their metamorphosis.
Your little Tamagotchis.
I dropped mine and killed my mosquito larvae. So I had to go to Dr. Townsend, who was
I was like, why didn't you just go get him out of one of your dad's buckets that he didn't turn over?
And I had to go, well, it was the winter time when they gave them to us, right? And so I had to go and request
I would like more mosquitoes, please, sir.
And so then, of course, they joked with me. They're like, did you pass your home ec class where you had to take care of the fake baby or whatever? This is your fake baby, these mosquitoes that you killed. Yeah. So yeah, they develop so if you have areas in your yard that might hold water, you have a bunch of containers, you have an old tarp, if it rains a lot, it's a shaded area, so it's not going to dry out quickly. Try to just turn those buckets over, because those mosquitoes can develop so quickly, and then nobody enjoys that. Having to always
put 2 mosquito bites, my first 2 of the year, and I'm already miserable.
Right.
About it.
So just simple steps like that of making sure there's not a source for them to develop in, putting mosquito dunks in things. So if you have bird baths other things that maybe you don't have, fish, some little ponds and stuff, you might have goldfish or other things in, or we put goldfish in all of our cattle water troughs, the little tiny goldfish. And after a couple of years, they will be gigantic, which is kind of cool to see. But they help keep mosquitoes and other things like that down. So there's different tactics out there, but just keep in mind tis the season for them as well. Blech. Yeah.
Nobody wants to be eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Right. But moving into arachnids that we have, right. They have too many legs, so I don't cover them. No, just kidding. The 2 venomous spiders.
That's how I feel about mushrooms. I'm like, mushrooms aren't really plants, so I don't really know a ton about them. I know how to kill them when they affect a plant.
Right. Yes. Black widow and brown recluse. If you're in Kentucky listening, those are our 2 venomous spiders that we have. The black widow is a cobweb spider, so they make a messy web. They like to be outside. We see them mostly outside, or sometimes in garages, and they can be found anywhere, urban and rural areas. It's the classic spider that's solid black, and the female has a red hourglass shape on her abdomen.
Is the male also venomous, Jessica?
The male is also venomous, but they are very tiny, and they are very tiny, brown, brownish color. Might have seen them before, and you would not even, no idea. And then in central Kentucky, our black widows are more black in color, and I think in western Kentucky, they're more of a brownish color with the hourglass on them.
Interesting.
Most bites, though, occur just from accident. If people accidentally touch them or grab them.
The amount of times I have reached in and luckily had gloves on and grabbed a cinder block that's been stacked up outside for a while and, set it down and happened to look, a black widow right next to my hand that is thankfully wearing gloves. So yeah, wear gloves.
Yeah, for sure. Going in with that is the other one is the brown recluse, and there's so many brown.
Scary.
Yeah, I know.
That's so scary.
So many brown spiders in Kentucky. So that's one that makes it hard with identifying them. If you get close enough to them, they're also called the fiddleback spider, because on their abdomen they have what looks like a fiddle or a violin. And then once you see it, if you look it up after this podcast or right now we're on here and you see it, you're going to be like, oh, wow, I now will always be able to identify one if I get close to one.
The trick is you gotta get close enough.
You gotta get close enough, or take a picture, right, and zoom in. They're kind of weird because they also have 6 eyes, right, compared to other spiders who have 8.
8 eyes, yeah.
But
I'm not getting close enough to count the eyes. I can tell you that.
I'm not doing that either.
Not unless it's dead and in a bag.
Yeah. But they're about the size of a quarter, right? This is when their legs are fully stretched out.
That's smaller than I thought they were.
Yeah,
for some reason.
We end up seeing these more in houses. They will get into structures and things. People, again, most of the time, if they're bit by them, it's only by accident where they've actually wandered into something, shoes or whatever. Put their hand somewhere. A lot of people, if they think you have spiders issues or like any kind of insect issues, using the sticky traps and putting them in the corners of rooms on the floor, because spiders and other critters like to walk around the edges of the room most of the time. Yeah. So if you suspect something, that's a good way to test and see if you have anything in there. So the thing is with both of these spiders is they are most dangerous to people who are immune compromised, the elderly, or the real young. Right. When I talk to kids about this topic, I often say to them, I was like, you will most likely go to the doctor if you have a bite and it's not getting better. I said the issues happen if you get bit and then you choose to do nothing about it. But ideally with both of these, if you get bit and it continues to get worse, you're going to go to the doctor, and then they're going to be able to give you an antibiotic, or they're going to be able to help you out without, having any serious complications. But it is
don't
important.
Scratch it.
Right. It is important if you do find a bunch of them that you do, and especially a dwelling, to call a pest control company to try to get them under control before their populations can take off, which nobody wants. So
yeah. I had a friend who was a trained horticulturist, so she'd had some entomology classes and did the sticky traps in her house, and found way more brown recluses than anyone in their right mind would be comfortable with. And she was like, what do I do? And I was like, you call someone immediately. Like, that is not normal.
Right.
And bless her, she's still alive, and so are all her family. So it worked out. But you check for that thing.
Another one that we've been talking about that we keep saying, like, there's just so many this year.
They're worse than they've ever been.
I think ticks are just the worst. They're just the worst.
They are, honestly. And they can be so small that you think it's a freckle, and then suddenly your freckle is really itchy and red, and you're like, this isn't a freckle.
Or your freckle's grown overnight. Right?
Yes. Yeah. And then you're like, oh, by the way, you can also get all of these diseases because of it.
Oh my gosh,
it's fine. I'm allowed to say that because I have alpha-gal. So
yeah, from a tick. So many diseases now that they can pass along. Alpha-gal, like Alexis mentioned, is becoming really big in Kentucky. The numbers continue to increase with that. That is mostly passed along by the Lone Star tick, which is. Ticks are almost active all year round now. And with our seasonal change that we have, where it stays warmer. So they're active. There used to be a time, I know as a kid, where it would be like, oh, you don't have to worry about ticks if you go into tall grass out in the winter time or the woods. You don't have to worry as much. But now you still do. You still need to put bug spray on and take all the precautions.
If it's above freezing, right?
Yeah.
If it's 34 degrees outside, the ticks can be active.
So all of the things... avoid, going into uncut fields, tall grass. They really like moisture, tall grass, wooded areas. They dislike, if it's just an open field of blazing sun. That's not really their ideal environment.
Yeah,
short grass,
front yard that gets full sun.
Do the thing. It might look silly, but if you're going to a tick area, pants on, pull your socks up over your pants, and then spray yourself with bug spray. And we're talking about using legit bug spray. Not something that you might be mixing up at home. That might work great for like, some mosquitoes or something like that. But ticks are a different ballgame. But if you do get a tick on yourself, it's important to, like, after you go in these tick areas, check yourself, have a buddy, have a friend who is willing to help check as well.
The nooks and crannies.
Nooks and crannies. There should be no embarrassment when it comes to that, to try to get things off.
Well, because they like to be at like lines where like elastic is, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like the top of your sock, the underwear line, like the line of your belt.
Yep, that's where they like to be. There's also lots of things that you will see where it's like how to remove a tick, right? And like I have heard where people talk about, oh, well, you take a burn end of a match and put it on it, or you do all these things.
You will burn yourself. What are you doing, people?
Tell you what else will happen is, one, the tick bites harder when you start to like burn them and mess with them that way. They will also regurgitate back into you. Which increases your risk of getting some of these tick-borne diseases. So ideally, what you need to do is very simple, is just to get a pair of tweezers, or if you don't have tweezers, take your fingers, even though it's like also creepy, and just grab them and pull them straight off. Don't twist them.
As close to the skin as possible, right? Just pluck them out.
Pluck them out. Wash the area. Keep in mind about like where, for a couple of days, like where you pulled them off at, so you can watch the area to make sure you don't have any sort of reaction to them. And, hopefully.
I have heard and I have started doing, just especially since alpha-gal, and knowing that some of these tick-borne diseases are, depending on where you are in the state, doctors are seem to be not as familiar with them. I think they're becoming more and more familiar.
Yeah.
It's picking up because, we have actual statistics that say like the percentage of ticks with these different, diseases. The UK has done some studies on that. But you can also, like, if you're concerned, throw it in a baggie, throw it in the freezer, and keep, put a date on it, and then keep it for, 2 weeks. And if it goes away, it doesn't itch, you're not noticing anything, then you can throw that baggie away. Actually, Tyler, my husband, just pulled a baggie of a tick from like last year out of the freezer. I forgot what's in it.
That's
He's like,
not
do you
weird at
still
all
need
in my
this?
household.
And I was like, no, you can throw that one away. Thanks. I'm not dying. But if you're concerned, or you have, children or something like that, it could be, it's just something easy to do, and just throw a date on it. 'Cause it's a lot easier to test the tick for one of these, problems than it is to test the human for it. Right. Like they can go in and suck some stuff out of the gut and be like, oh yeah, it's Rocky Mountain spotted fever or whatever. Not to freak anybody out.
Exactly. But that's a good practice.
Nature danger.
I do the same thing, which I had a friend was like, oh, you can tell you're a total entomologist. And I'm like, well, no, I think that's like the new standard now for ticks. Yeah. It's like you pull them off and you like throw them in
a
bag and throw them in your freezer. So,
listen, tick bites are the worst. Like I have huge, like swollen areas for like 2 weeks when I get tick bites, and like, and then you add mosquitoes on top, or chiggers or something. Oh,
yeah,
miserable in the summer.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about chiggers.
Don't even get there. But the ticks, and something I learned today from you. I always thought that ticks preferred like more dry conditions. I don't know. I guess I'm like thinking mites, right? When we talk about mites like it dry, and we have bad mite pressure and like high tunnels and stuff. So I just kind of, in my brain, was like, ticks and mites are the same thing. I know they're not, but like I was like, yeah. But they like more moist areas, or prefer that
humid
moisture. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, humid areas, the woods. Yeah,
think about the wood. Yeah, woods is where you're gonna see them a lot. Near some
right on
ponds.
The edge of things, as Dr. Jonathan Larson, who's been his friend of the pod, has been on before, and he does this thing where they're on the edge of something and they just put their front legs out, and whatever brushes by they latch onto.
Yeah, there's like some of them that like do exactly what you just did, have their legs out and they're just waiting to grab. And then there's other ones, which I think is the Lone Star tick. Don't quote me for sure, but there's 2 of them that actually like hunt. Like that's technically what they're doing, because like they are like seeking out like from like
carbon dioxide
that you release, and your sweat, different things. And the same things like with mosquitoes. Like some people are mosquitoes are more attracted to others, people than other ones, and that all has to do with just like what you're not like. You're a stinky person, right? But just like...
But like if you are breathing harder, if you're a bigger person, so you're releasing more carbon dioxide. So here's your tip. Always stand, kind of semi-close to the person that's bigger than you, and then they'll flock to that person and leave you alone.
Good tip for the day.
That's my friendly tip. And if you are that bigger person, make sure you have more bug spray on. I don't know how to help you on that. Hold your breath. Don't do that. But yeah. Okay. Well, nature danger. A reminder that nature is both beautiful and wonderful, and we're so glad to be able to get out in it. But she got a little bite to her. Okay, literally and figuratively.
And they all... I don't know. I guess the ticks, I don't know what purpose ticks have.
I've yet to come up with one other than they feed other things and make our lives miserable. I don't... Like, they keep us... maybe they're the ultimate predator, maybe. Like, if they don't...
Maybe.
Like, what... Well, possums. Possums eat ticks. That's why we like possums, right?
Yeah, possums are really cool. Of ticks. Possums don't get rabies, and, like, they're...
They're little really marsupials, cool, and their little hands get frostbite in the winter.
They're no, I didn't, but I know they're just like super cool, and like their body temperature is so low, why they don't get rabies? It's something crazy like that. Yeah.
All right, so it sounds like we need to have a possum expert on.
I think we do.
Podcast. Okay, well, this is my task. We can
tie it into some plant things. Possums eat.
Yeah,
they're omnivores, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't actually know. I know they like cat food. Other than that, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, they like to live in my garage sometimes.
Yeah, I actually don't know, but we're gonna find out. And if you want to know more, listen. Brett loves possums, so I think if we found somebody, he would. He would squeal. Yeah. He would squeal a little bit. I think so. All right, noted. Hopefully, Brett's not listening to this and it's ruining the surprise. But if you want to hear about possums, comment. And when you comment and you say yes to possums, you're going to give us 5 stars so that other people can find our possum podcast, which is a great name for a podcast. Possum Podcast.
Awesome.
TM.
Awesome possum.
But you can also follow us on Instagram at Hort Culture Podcast. Shoot us an email. That'll be in the show notes. If you have any questions about things that we talk about, if you want to know more about the tick research, we can send that along. The lovely grad students went to every single county in Kentucky and collected ticks as part of her research project and tested them. So bless them in their endeavors. But if you need any information, always feel free to reach out. We are more than happy to help you. And we hope you keep listening, and we hope you'll join us again next time. Have a great one.